Hey, everybody, just a thought that as a result of several calls today, wanted to talk to you about the idea of having a beginner's mind, an empty cup, so to speak. How many times have you experienced that you're in a situation where something comes up and you've been doing it for so long that it's second nature to you, and you look at somebody else who's maybe just getting started, new in the role, and you get frustrated with him because it's like, how can you not know this? Remember, there was a time when you didn't know it too. There was a time when you were brand spanking new and you had no idea of what you were doing, and all the stuff that you have mastered now, that's second nature, at one point you didn't even know existed. There was a point when you didn't even know what real estate was. There was a point where you didn't know how to take a listing appointment. There was a point where you didn't know, if you really want to get technical, there was actually a time when you didn't even know how to speak or walk. So, all these things that you have become really good at, remember that there are people in the world and you're going to meet them and work with them. Some are going to be clients, some are going to be coworkers. That is brand new for them. So, one of my, again, you guys know me well enough. Just this past Sunday at the range, there was a guy in there, never shot before. So I gave him a couple pointers just to keep him safe. But I noticed on the target that the rounds are going all over the place. I mean, he had the target out to, I think, probably 12 feet. I think he had out to 4 yards. And the rounds are, I mean, he's hitting all over the place. So I asked him, "What are you focusing on when you're pressing the trigger?" He didn't understand the question. So, well, there's a target, there's a front sight and a back sight on your gun. What are you looking at? He goes, "The target." I said, "All right, you need to focus on the front sight." Now, I've known this for 40 years. 40 years I've known front sight, front sight, front sight. That's what you focus on. So for me, it's so ingrained, it's so second nature that there's a little part of my mind that says, how can you not know this? Well, he doesn't know it because nobody ever taught him this before. So I happen to be the guy who is in the right spot at the right time. I pulled him up next to me. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I put the gun up. I said, I'm looking at the target. I'm lining up the sights. I'm focusing on the front sight. Press, boom, and put two rounds basically on top of each other. At 12 feet, it's easy to do, by the way. So what you do is you focus on the front sight. So I loaded up the magazine for him, put about 5 or 6 rounds in there, stood next to him, put my hand underneath, talked him through it, and told him, press the trigger, front sight, front. And sure enough, every round he put in the 10 ring. The smile on the dude's face was worth it for the entire day. So remember, keep a beginner's mind when you're out there and you're working with your clients, when you're working with other agents, when you're working with your teammates, when you're working with people in the market center, when you're working with your kids, when you're working with everybody. There was a time when they didn't know. So don't get frustrated. Don't get impatient. Slow it down, take a breath, and be grateful that you're the person in the position that can actually help them to do something right. Okay? Just a thought from today, because I've had the conversation multiple times and it's only 1 o'clock. So I figured there's a trend. There's something happening here. Do with it what you will. Go out and be your fabulous selves. Talk to you soon.